What's up, everyone? Got another video today on my 93 Camry, and I'm excited today because I'm going to be replacing the valve cover gasket and as well as the PCV valve and grommet right there. Yeah, I'm excited about this job. Back here, I cleaned up the engine a little bit, but you know, it's leaking oil back in there, and pretty sure it's coming out of that gasket, and so I've never changed it, and this is a 93 Camry. It's got about 220,000 miles on it now, so it's definitely due. And yeah, I've never done this job before, so as I'm going through this, you're literally just coming with me as I go through it for the first time. So hopefully it shouldn't be too many surprises, and I'm hoping it's going to be pretty straightforward. But again, this is a 93 Camry with a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder. It's a 5S FE engine. So let me go ahead and I'll show you the parts that I'm going to be using to get this job done. All right, so this right here, I like OEM parts, so I just went down to Toyota, the dealer here, and got this part. I think it was like 25 bucks, so not too bad, but that should be the part number right there. And again, that's the actual valve cover gasket. This right here is the grommet for the PCV valve. Sorry, I don't have a part number for that. This is exactly how they gave it to me. So I mean, there's no bag with a part number. Here's the PCV valve. There's a part number right there. This was relatively cheap too. It might have been like 10, 11 bucks. Can't remember exactly, but somewhere in there. And I'm also going to be changing, these are the spark plug tube gaskets, I think is what they're called. I'll show you where they're at when I get to them. But you know, I figured I'd never change those either, and I might as well change them. These are 8 bucks a piece. You have 4, so 32 bucks, but there's a part number for those. Again, these are OEM Toyota. So that's what I'll be using today to, you know, give my engine a little TLC. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first order of business is we're gonna remove these spark plug wires. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know, you don't want to grab by here. You want to grab right here and pull them off. So, and yeah, they just kind of come out like that, and you just want to kind of put them to the side. You can number these if you want, but it should be kind of self-explanatory because of the length of these wires. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. So I'm just going to pull each of these out, and then I'll get back at you with the next step. Okay, next we got a couple hoses we got to remove. Again, bear with me, I'm trying to do this with one hand. We have to remove this breather hose right here, and this hose that connects the PCV valve to the, I think this is the intake manifold. But and I'm going to be replacing this PCV valve anyway. So I'm just going to remove it up here is my plan, and once I get this valve cover off, then I'll pull the rest of the PCV valve off. But let's see if I can do this with one hand. Let's see, kind of tough with these wires in the way. Just pull that. So, bear with me, I'm gonna do this with 2 hands, and then I'll be right back at you. All right, DIYer, so I'm back, and I was finally able to get these hoses off. Man, they were really on there tight. This one, especially, this breather hose. But basically all I did is, you know, I tried to use a screwdriver to kind of get in between here. And it was just, the rubber hose was so close to this metal piece, and it was almost kind of like it was, I don't know, fastened or melted to it. I guess when it gets hot, it just kind of really sucks to it, which is a good thing, but it's just, it was a pain in the ass to get off. It was a bitch, pardon my language. So what I did is I took these and I just clamped it and kind of rocked it back and forth till I felt it move. And I was able to finally see some air in here, and I got my screwdriver in there to give me a little more room, and then I just wiggled it off with my hand. Same thing with this one. It was on there pretty tight, not as bad, but I was able to get it off. So now we're gonna take these 4 nuts here, and it's a 30 millimeter. So I'm gonna use a 30 millimeter deep socket to get those off. All right. Okay, like I said, got my 30 millimeter here, and I'm just gonna break these off. Wow, that's actually really loose. That just came off by hand. That can't be good. So you just wanna take these off. And I heard you wanna keep like this nut to go back on this one, because the threading is familiar. It's gonna have a nice tight seam. So go ahead and do whatever you gotta do to remember, you know, that this one goes on that one, and so on down the line. All right, I'm gonna take these other 3 off. Hopefully they're tight. This one not. And then I'll be back with you after I get those off. Okay, everyone, so I got all 4 of these off. You can see. And you know, this one, like I said, it was loose. I got it off by hand. These other ones took the socket, but it didn't take much effort to get them off, so they weren't that tight. Next thing you gotta do is there's 4 of these spark plug tube seals, and these are kind of stuck in there, man. So what you might need to do, and I got new ones of those. Like I said, I'm gonna be replacing those, but come in and get it, pry it off, okay? That's the old one. I'm gonna be replacing it. It looks pretty nasty, right, boss? Okay, so I'm gonna do 4 of those, and then I'll be back at you, and hopefully we can take this valve cover off at that point. Okay, so now I got those 4 off, and you can see they're pretty nasty, so I'm gonna clean this up. But that should just allow us to take this valve cover off. Now, it might just rock. Nope, if that happens, maybe we can use a screwdriver. I feel it moving, yep. Sorry, camera's not very good, or my camera angle. But I feel it kind of moving there. There we go. See it kind of moving? Okay, so now, maybe it'll pry off, maybe not. So I'm gonna try and keep prying to get this off. And then once I have it off, I'll come back. Okay, I got the valve cover off. As you can see, this is part of the old gasket. It was just stuck on here. It was very brittle, very nasty. Definitely was time for a change. Took me a while to get it off. This thing over here was kind of in the way, but you can just kind of move that around. You don't have to be super gentle with it. You know, obviously you don't want to bust it, but you can move it up. So now what I'm gonna do, here's the valve cover. I'm gonna take this old gasket off, obviously, and I'm gonna clean in here, okay? Clean in here with brake cleaner, clean it up nice. I'm gonna put the new gasket in, but before I do that, I'm gonna clean this mating surface right here, basically where the top is gonna meet with the new gasket. I'm gonna use razor blades and brake cleaner and stuff to clean that up. Really nice. And once I do that, I'll be back with you. Okay, I was able to clean this surface up quite a bit. You wanna pay particular attention to these corners right there and on the back where the camshaft is on both sides. You know, I've heard that's the area that's susceptible to leaking. So you wanna make sure that's cleaned up as best you can. So you're gonna be applying gasket sealer or silicone to there. The Haynes manual for this Camry says RTV sealant, but whatever, you know, some kind of gasket maker or silicone. You wanna put it on the corners right there in the camshaft, front and back. I haven't put it there yet, in case you're wondering. There and there. And then also in these spots right here that kind of look a little uneven, you want to put a little bit there. But it took me a while, man, to clean this up because the gasket, the old one, was just caked on there. I mean, it was just really tough to get clean and get off there. But I did it, and definitely needed a clean, man. I just used brake cleaner and a box cutter, razor blade or whatever, and just cleaned it on up. You want to make sure you don't have any particles fall in there, and if you do, you want to fish them out, man. I had a few fall in there, but I was able to fish them out. Down there isn't so bad because it's not in the engine, but down in here, yeah, you don't want that. So now I'm gonna take this old gasket completely off the old valve cover, and then, like I said, I'm gonna put some brake cleaner in here and just clean it on up. So I got the PCV valve off. I've heard if it makes that clicking sound that it's still good, but I've never changed it, so I figured if it's a cheap part, I'm gonna change it. There's my old grommet. Definitely needed a change. Totally cracked on me. Had to pull it out in pieces. So, you know, that's a really cheap part. I think it was like $8. So definitely worth replacing if you're doing this kind of job anyway. And then, you know, I cleaned it all up there. And while you're here, I would recommend just cleaning up the top as best you can. This looks way better than it did. So I'm ready to put my my new gasket in here. And then I'll attach the new grommet, PCV valve, and all that good stuff. So be right back with you here. Okay, got my new PCV valve in there, new grommet. So I'll make sure that little tail thing that says 2EA lines up in those notches. And then back here, you just want to make sure that you push this gasket in all the way around so it's nice and snug in there. That's the good thing about these OEM gaskets, man. It fits perfectly in there. So, all right, I'm done there. Now I'm gonna apply some silicone to my corners there, and then I'm gonna stick this new gasket back on, or this new valve cover with the gasket back on. So again, there in the corner in those two spots, that corner, same on that side. And you want to stick the new or the valve cover on with the new gasket fairly quickly before this silicone dries. And I'm just using this that I got from AutoZone. All right, should be close to being done here. Okay, so I think I got that back on. I'm gonna have to clean this thing again. I'm stretching it so much. Now we're gonna put those. Sorry, I'm just looking here. We're gonna put those spark plug tube gaskets back on that I've got right here. It's just gonna go right there. Okay, so I got those on. Now we're gonna put those bolts back on. These bad boys. Right here. And I've heard you wanna go from the in out. So I'm gonna start here and then work my way out. And you know, you just wanna hand tighten these to start. Sorry for the horrible camera work. It's hand tight. And we'll do this one. Okay, and we'll do the other ones. And I did try to keep these bolts with the same threads they came off of. Just hand tighten them. And then just keep tightening them until they stop getting tight. And then I believe you torque it down to 17 foot-pounds. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got those tightened. And then next, I mean, obviously you want to go ahead and put your spark plug covers back on. Excuse me, can't even talk today. And then put that breather hose back on and reconnect the other end of that PCV valve. And yeah, it should be pretty much it. I'm gonna let this thing kind of sit in my garage for 24 hours before I fire it up and drive it. And then you wanna check for leaks, obviously, and should be good to go. So, you know, I apologize for some of the horrible camera angles on this. This was a very crude video, but this is the first time I've ever done this. And hopefully this was helpful for you. These 5S FE 2.2 liter Toyota engines, 4 cylinders, just can last forever if you take care of them. And I'm glad I did this to mine because it really needed the TLC. I'm just looking here at this gasket. Hopefully this solves my oil leak that was going on back here. I'm sure it will, but you know, we shall see. So if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and give this video a like and share it with anyone else who has one of these Camrys that just won't seem to die. I will note that I think this engine is actually in Toyota Camrys from 1992 all the way up to 2001, I believe. So you know, this should be the same on all those model years. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Take care. Hey, what's up everyone? So actually last little part of this video, I just started the engine up and I'm checking for leaks. So far, so good. It's been running, I don't know, a couple minutes maybe. I think I'm okay. So, there you have it. Valve cover, gasket replacement on a 93 Camry, but specifically a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder 5S FE engine. So hopefully this video was helpful. All right, God bless y'all.